for the first little part of tonight's show, I figured let's talk about probably the two biggest pieces of news coming out tonight's Dynamite. One, the terrible Tony Khan announcement.
Hey, that was huge.
You know, there's all these rumors running around about AEW Collision starting up in Chicago, brand split, right? And you figure now you're kind of getting into the window where you might expect that to be announced.
Yeah.
So there was high expectations by a lot of people out there. Did not live up to it.
Yeah, he didn't say anything about it. Arn Anderson's the only one that talked about a draft today. And he was talking about the NFL draft.
Yeah, so the whole announcement was basically the Owens coming back.
Yeah.
But they're going to do it all basically in Canada. If not all of it. So it's going to be matches at Forbidden Door.
Mm-hmm.
The opening
At
rounds is starting at Double or Nothing. So, that's not Canada. And then
it's Las Vegas.
Right. And then
place where everyone goes.
The finals will take place. And this is it was a little bit fitting. I did like part of this because you don't get to see it too often anymore. But the finals are going to be in Owen's hometown of Calgary, Alberta, Canada. And then they're showing, Tony says it's fitting. Talks about Forbidden Door. He says it's very fitting for the Owen because of the fact that he was a former IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. And they had the footage of Owen over in Japan holding the title.
Yeah, that was pretty cool that they had. Because I always forget, you can get New Japan footage because you are friends with New Japan.
I miss Owen. And I feel bad because how I look back at him and remember him at the time, growing up watching him, is he was a big deal, but he wasn't a big deal, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like he's one of those wrestlers that you wish you had been old enough to appreciate fully.
I am not a Nugget.
You're not a Denver Nugget.
That whole gimmick that he had for a while, where he was pissed off, calling himself not a Nugget, and then for him to be stuck with the whole Blue Blazer stuff, and that inevitably leading to what it led to. Shame because so many people were all aboard the hype train when it was like him versus Brett, world championship possibilities, and then kind of a joke for a while. Never a full-blown joke. Never a full-blown joke, though.
It's because he just wasn't Vince size.
And then there's always that possibility of Vince being super pissed off at Brett. Because we know that man is petty.
That too. All that shit around that story. But anyways, yeah, Owen Hart tournament.
Happening mostly in Canada.
Most of it.
I mean, that's cool. I mean, you know what? It makes sense. It makes sense to have the Owen when you're going to be touring Canada. It does.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Hold it in Canada. Maybe that can be like Taya's first big win. Since she's Canadian and stuff.
Yeah, could be. But the other biggest news of the night starts off with Adam Cole making a point that he is calling out Chris Jericho. He's going to the ring. He's calling him out. Talks about JS handcuffing him, making him watch them beat up Britt with the Outcast. I will say, like, this part, Adam Cole, very generic, right? Pissed off. Like, I'll fight you or I'll come back and destroy you, right?
Yeah.
I thought what Jericho said on the Titantron, because when Adam Cole went to go backstage to find him and he popped up on screen, I thought Jericho wasn't bad. I mean, it was a very Jericho
Yeah.
promo.
Oh yeah, but he makes it work all the time. Like he spins that whole narrative, like he spins the truth into the Jericho version, and he makes it seem like he's justified in every crazy Jericho thing he does.
You know, it's almost like a twist on the whole that man doesn't wear a shirt and he's not in the wrestling match. Who does that or whatever? Like that whole twist where he's talking about himself but not talking about himself.
Yeah.
Since he's the whole reason that Adam Cole, because Jericho goes, I don't want to be anywhere around a man that wouldn't do anything to stop what happened to his girlfriend.
Fucking Jericho. And Adam Cole was just talking about the reason why he had to watch.
Like, yeah, he was going to do a whole lot. But Jericho says he doesn't want to be around him, but his boys will be, and he sends all of JAS to attack.
Yeah. He sends his booze.
Oddly enough, the first people to come out to try and help Adam Cole were who?
Ooh. Yeah. Orange Cassidy and Bandito came out first. Because the Orange Cassidy and Bandito had decided to be friends earlier after putting on a bomb ass match.
And it's funny because the whole interview segment that they thought they might have been getting with Renee, she was actually there to talk to Adam Cole. And now they're there for Adam Cole.
Mm-hmm.
But the numbers game, still too much for the three of them. All three of them are still getting their asses whooped. I'm sitting here just waiting. Our stream's unfortunately not being at the same time. I hear you ask, who the hell is who?
I said, who's Roderick Strong?
My jaw just drops and I haven't got to the music yet. So a couple seconds later, I'm like obviously at that point I knew it was coming, but just to actually see the name pop up on the screen and him run out,
Yeah.
it's exciting. You have no fucking clue though.
Really exciting. Yeah, as you can tell, what my reaction was who is Roderick Strong? Because I was like, oh, okay, this is a debut because I don't know this music. And then they put the name up there, and I was like, who the fuck is that guy?
So I promise you, he is a much better wrestler than his wife, Marina Shafir.
Okay.
Which is why everyone's always so confused. Like, she has such a great tool at her disposal. She should be amazing, at least in the ring at this point. But not so much. He ends up, even though Orange Cassidy and Bandito couldn't, Roderick Strong ends up clearing the ring of JAS, and then you have that stare down with Adam Cole before a nice, big, firm embrace.
Yeah, that's that debut power. You can't stop nobody that's debuting.
You can tell he was hyped up to be there, though. He was so full of energy.
He was really hyped up. The crowd was not super hyped up tonight at all, but
the crowd was not good, period.